If I would have coffee with one of my heroes, that will be me. No, if I want to have coffee with my hero, but I'm not saying this to be cheesy. I will say if there's one hero, that will be me, myself, and I. And then that is, it's a very, very tough journey. And then you guys are looking at the outcome, the final result. When you're scared standing in the street, when you have nothing, when you have nobody, when you have all these challenges, when you have all this big challenges in front of you, and then you need to overcome it, is only you that is standing there for yourself. So if there's a one hero for me, that will be me for myself, because every time that I was so scared, every time that my eyes were full of tears, every time like I didn't know who to ask for support for, who like I needed a shoulder to cry, so that was that person for myself. So that will be my number one. The last book that I read, I really love Audible, and I really connect with the Audible so much. And I want to say, oh, I know. I just read the book Natural Cures. So this book is from this author that his first book changed my life so much. It was the only reason and I started a business after my exposure to The Secret. And then after that, the book 13 A Way to Success completely changed my life. And this last book that I just had, which it was Natural Cures, is one of those miracle books that usually right now governments abandon this book for people to read it. And then, but this book talks about miracles. This book is about, unfortunately, we live in a world that even we think we are drinking water and our water is poisoned. We are run by companies like a pharmaceutical. We are run by medias that are specialized in brainwashing the human. We are eating greens that are filled with pesticide, even if they say they're organic. They're filled with chemicals that they want to make sure that you have all kind of cancer, heart diseases, and so many uncurable diseases. So this book guides you how to abandon all this kind of situation. So I literally had a couple of friends that I introduced this book to them, and they called me after 3 months. They said, I wanted to come to my house to see now how I live. So, you became aware of what kind of water you need to drink. And then we literally, in order to test it ourselves, my girlfriend, she bought devices in order to measure if really water are poisoned. And so many expensive waters that we think, oh, this brand, this water, if you drink this, you're so safe. That water is very toxic for your body. If I think I'm intimidating to other women or to other people, I don't think I am. Like, I don't see myself as intimidating. But when someone says it to me, and then I'm like, what did I do for you to think like that? So But if you ask me if I feel like that, I don't feel like that, that I do anything or I see myself like that. Why women or other people feel intimidated by other people that are more powerful or successful? I think it's how they feel about themselves. There's something that, with something that you say or the way that you carry yourself, then you might trigger something in them. And that's the reason how they feel like that. But in general, I don't think I am doing anything, or a really content, powerful woman or powerful person does anything in order to intimidate anyone. I think it's about, if you get intimidated, it's about how you feel about yourself, and it's not about other people. And for so many times that I was in the rooms that everyone was million times better than me, way more successful than me, way more content than me, but I never felt that I'm less than anyone. Actually, I knew that I'm the smallest, but I was still want to be me and want to have my journey, and I was admiring everyone, and I was so happy that I was part of that group. How do I cultivate sisterhood with the women around me? I like to empower them. I like to, if they have insecurities or there is something that bothers them, I really like to help them. For example, let's say if someone suffers from weight, which I do have obsession with weight myself. I always want to be super healthy. I want to have low fat ratio in my body. So I like to take care of myself. So that's the fact. And if I see a woman really likes to, wants that image for themselves, I help them because I feel like I'm specialized and maintaining a weight, and I have lots of knowledge about it. I help them with that. If they want to learn business, I will teach them different ways how they can do business. But why is so important to have sisterhood? I think we live in a world, for a woman, we live in a world that are competitions, and the people who will stop us is not that they're just men, they're also maybe more so woman. And sometimes I feel like it's way more challenging for me to work with another woman as much as I desire. I have this burning desire to be able to work with lots of women, but it's not that easy, and is because how women in general perceive of herself. They see themselves weak, incapable, always looking for someone to complete them, always looking for someone to come and save them, always looking for that Prince Charming or for that person to come and open the doors of heaven for them. And because they're not putting that effort on themselves, and because they are not going after what they can bring out from themselves, so they see you as a competition. They see you as a competition. So then from this subject to that subject that fast, my brain is somewhere else.
Well, it's just
how was it felt like when I found out about Iran? Actually, I was really happy to see the women came united, and they all stood behind each other to prove a point and to stand for each other freedom. I was actually shocked, and I was really surprised, and I was very grateful, very happy about it. because this is something that we don't see in general. This is something that we lack in society. And about even the video that you shared with me a couple of days ago, if a woman is a millionaire, and she talks about it so and with so much confidence, like, people not gonna like it. People, they don't like it. People, they don't like to see another girl as a millionaire, a girl successful, a girl doesn't, everything is fine with her. But if I was a guy, and like how she said it, everyone, sorry, they will suck on her dick, and they will like, the guy will be charming, he knows what he wants, he is so firm, and then he's like very disciplined, so no one will complain about like why a man has this certain kind of character. No one will complain. But a girl having the same character as a guy has is definitely a challenge. It's challenge about like why she's so difficult to begin with, who the hell she thinks she is. So it's like there is lots of like he said and she said about like why women act when they're acting powerful. There's definitely lots of negative, and just coming out, seeing them all over one beautiful subject supporting each other, it was, I think, my first time seeing such a thing in my life. It is very incredible, and especially because majority of them have like a different belief system, they have different point of view, they are in general very like, we live in a culture, unfortunately, because we were not allowed to be who we are. We had to live in a cover, not physically, like really we had to cover who we are, and we cannot be who we are in the society. So people, like, they start disapproving of themselves and how they are behaving and acting outside their house. So seeing a major society and all these people from different ages, from different religion, from different cities, all over the subject of women and freedom come out and support each other, very valuable. Another thing, because we were talking about the fact of between if your boss or the owner of the company was a man compared to a woman. If I was a guy and I looked sexy and I would come to work every day dressed up, do you know how many girls were working here and they will all die for whoever is working for them? Right? If I was a guy, but because I'm a girl, majority of the girl that I bring to work, like, they listen to my manager that he is a male, but they don't have that relationship with me. They still have that relationship. They way more open to him compared to me. And this is really interesting to watch, that this girl, as much as I'm open to her, she still feels uncomfortable, because there is this thing of comparing comes along, which if I was a man, this problem will never existed. But because I'm a woman, definitely this is one of those challenges that I have to go through to be a female business owner. My most enjoyable part of owning a business, that I can create business. And then, because anytime that I want to create something, bringing something to life and actually from ground up and make it work. And then after first time I did it, I was like, oh, that was fun. And the second time, oh, I can do this. Third time, I'm a pro. And the fourth time, and I start becoming like, oh, now I want to bring my creative part out of it. So it's just, the best part was like, that you can do whatever you want to do. And it's just, I didn't see anything that, anything that can be a challenge. It was like some obstacle that I had to solve, but it was fun to just create a business. No, and then I gave her break for 1 year, but instead of opening one business per year, I opened 4 more.
Yeah.
I said now I need to compensate for the previous year. Ooh, yeah, me too. The little things that makes me crazy is standing on the line. Oh, I will not go anywhere if I need to wait on any line. No. People that they talk non-stop without my input. So it's a one-way conversation. I'm like, if you need to have a one-way conversation, so you can sit here, I'm going, wait. So that really goes on my nerve. I usually lose interest to have more conversation. What else? I am very on time when it comes to my business. No, I am not.
Give a window. 1, 2, 3. You're gonna show up.
I am very punctual. I don't know what my sister is talking about because I feel I'm very, very punctual. No, it depends. It depends. Okay, so I have it categorized in my head about the word punctuality. If the employee comes to the office, they need to be punctual. Okay, so if I told my employee that I'm gonna see you while they have to be in the office, even if I am 15 minutes late, it's okay for me. So that's why I might not to be as punctual. Okay, but if I'm going to a business meeting, usually I was always on time. I have never been late to any business meeting. If I want to go to parties, maybe I'm late. Yes. No? She said no. My sister said no, I'm not late to parties. I think I'm punctual. I don't know what other people are saying. I have no idea. I think so many people can vouch that I'm very, very punctual, but maybe some other people see the other side of me, which I don't remember. As long as I don't remember, I think there's no problem. I just tried psychedelic mushroom and it was amazing. I want to replace it with alcohol.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It's actually good for you compared to alcohol. It's not good for you. I think one day we should have a psychedelic it's a mushroom interview with someone.
Oh, sure.
I have a couple of my friends. They can give you the most magical news about. I am serious. So one thing that I learned about psychedelic is it can start reprogramming your brain. Okay. So I don't want to say which group. I went to this super, super magical, intelligent group of people. And majority of them, they were psychedelic, and I was like very interested because for me at the beginning it was like I don't do drugs and I don't like drugs, and then I felt very uneducated for even using the term, that even looking at psychedelic as a drug, because after I did some research about it, that how therapeutic psychedelic can be, especially the mushrooms, I was like, this is plant medicine, and we look at it with completely wrong point of view. And then I looked at like some researches about it and how it turns on your entire brain, how it removes the filter that is between your unconscious to conscious, and now your unconscious can communicate with your conscious, and you can remove trauma, you can cure depression, you can cure OCD, PTSD. I'm like, this is super amazing. I'm gonna rethink about this whole scenario. I am creating Femme Fatale for female young girl and woman, because in my life I went through so much pain, so much challenges, so much obstacle in order to find myself. And I think as a woman, we talked about this sisterhood prior to this question too. And I think as a sisterhood, giving your younger generation, giving to other women a piece of what you went through and empower them with the pain and the obstacle and challenges that you went through, it can empower someone else. So I decided to create Femme Fatale by Helen, which I'm going to be interviewing majority of the female that are self-made millionaires and billionaires, and using their advices to reach out to the young girls and say, look, if you feel that if you're not strong enough, if you're not knowledgeable enough, or you feel like you can't rely on yourself, let me give you this good news. All you need in life is you.